Hedera just got added to Coinbase Futures. Why should you care? We're going to dive into this today. Plus, Hedera just had a huge, massive, how many times can I say huge, African hackathon. I'm actually astounded at how many projects got built during this thing. We'll dive into that. Huge Q3 for Hedera, so that's really great news. And we're going to dive into a little bit about why Hedera is ready for AI. So we're going to get into all that on today's Frugal BC. By the way, guys, if you like this stuff, please hit that like and subscribe button. As I always say, you don't have to smash it. You can just press it gently and it works just fine that way too. By the way, just a brief shout out to our channel sponsors. Haystack, the trading app that makes doing everything on Algorand so much easier. Check that out in the description below. And Marcus Aurelius, an NFT and meme coin project spreading the word about stoicism. So please check both of those out in the description below. You can check out our channel members where we go through our experiments and give you the results, the good, bad, and the ugly. Check that out in the main page. Otherwise, let's get to today's show. Starting off with this massive African hackathon. I don't know why I keep wanting to say huge and massive at the same time, but I was really blown away by how many participants were in this thing. So let's why don't we dive in? We got a little post from Genfinity, friends of the channel here. All right. Hedera Africa Hackathon was massive. I keep saying huge, but it says massive. More than 13,000 builders show up with 1,395 projects submitted. That is crazy. And thousands earn their Hedera developer certifications. Innovations across AI, RWA, sustainability, identity, gaming, DePIN, and more. This was one of the largest hackathons in the world, but the size is not the real story. The real story is the impact. I think the size is is definitely part of the story though. But yeah, developers across Africa building usable products. I like to see this, you know, teams forming in real time, students, founders, builders, creating solutions that solve real problems, entire communities leveling up together. This is what the future looks like. Definitely check this out if you want to learn more about it, because, you know, he does these Genfinity, King Solomon does some really great interviews on his channel. And he's got a clip here. You can see the whole interview here too. Really outstanding stuff. So, you know, definitely go check that out. But I think this is just amazing to get this many projects building on Hedera all in one spot. Absolutely incredible. But that is not all we got. Hedera had a huge Q3. We're going to look at an infographic that shows this. So, well, let's just get into it. This is from Jesus Martinez. Maybe it's Jesus. I don't know. Jesus looks like Jesus. Big word, network activity. Daily active addresses are up 4,400 on average daily transactions, 575. It's actually a little low, I would say. We want to get that up a little higher, but you know, that's definitely a good start. Looks like this was created with AI, but 49% price surge in September. Yeah, we all remember that. Went back down a little bit, you know, so maybe not something to talk about right now. Here's another one someone made with Gemini. Do not be like this loser, and he shows the price down. Well, it's not even there anymore. You know, the thing is, I think a lot of people think short term. So when you hear like positive news, you'll be like, yeah, but the price. And well, you know, the price doesn't always follow performance, at least not in a direct one-to-one way. But there's a lot of, I wish there was a little more actual numbers in here. 3.7 billion smart contract volume. That's a nice increase there. And, you know, I'd say the big thing that I don't even know if this captures is the ETF, the Canary ETF, but maybe that was filed was that last month? So maybe it's actually after Q3. We'll see that in Q4, but that's really one of the biggest news, I think, and it brought so many inflows into Hedera. Well, you guys know I've been talking for a while about why artificial intelligence is one of the biggest use cases for crypto in general. Hedera really set up well, and we've covered some of those individually, but I thought it'd be neat. I came across this thread from a pretty small creator. Didn't get a lot of attention, but I thought this was good, sharing why all the reasons why Hedera is well set up for AI. You know, I've said stuff like Hedera and AI are really well set up for crypto or for AI agent payments. Now, why do we care? Because artificial intelligence right now is LLMs. Eventually, people are going to be using agents, and you know, some of that's already started, where people can have artificial intelligent bots that go out and do things in the world, like respond to your email or go book travel for you and stuff like that. The problem is it's not going to all be done for free. There's going to be like little micropayments involved, and the banks, they just can't keep up with this. They're way too slow and way too expensive to ever work for AI agent payments, and that's why crypto is well set up for this function, because it's really fast and really inexpensive to transact. And so Hedera, we just want to go through some of the reasons why Hedera is set up well for agent payments. This is from Dar Blockchain. Give this guy a little love, because like this only got 170 views. It should get way more. But Hedera is quietly building the most production-ready stack for AI agents in all of Web3. Live today, verifiable, autonomous, on-chain agents powered by AI Studio. And that's a big deal. They actually have a couple different AI studios set up, which I think is, if you're trying to win that space, setting up those studios is really important. All right, so he talks about HCS 10, the OpenConv AI standard, universal protocol for agent-to-agent communication on Hedera. Now, you might have heard of MCP, which is sort of the non-Web3 version, but agents auto-discover and register in a guarded directory, security messaging via HCS topics, built-in monetization, human-in-the-loop approvals, tamper-proof logs with fair ordering, etc. Basically, this TCP IP for multi-agent economies. And you get the Hedera Eliza OS plugin. I didn't know about this, actually. Turns any conversational LLM into a full Hedera native agent in minutes. Wow. Plug it into Eliza OS, instantly get tools for HBAR and ATS transfers, HCS topic creation, minor node queries, free token, and associations and airdrops. So it feels like chatting with an AI that actually owns keys and moves assets. And then there's the Hedera Agent Kit plus MCP. Now, MCP, that's like the main underlying function of agents. Kind of losing my wording there, but Agent Kit v3, yeah, it's a model context protocol. They got that. It's the server that runs agents. Agent Kit v3, modular, link chain, versatile, ready. Works with any LLM, Claude, Grok, Olama, etc. And the MCP server, plug your agent in the Claude desktop cursor and any MCP host. One code base runs everywhere. Recent hackathon winners took home $6,500 each building with this stack. Pretty cool. And then 30 million plus real transactions already powering Hedera AI agents. This isn't coming, it's shipping. So I thought this was really neat. Now, a lot of this is like pretty technical, but I really think Hedera and Algorand, but Hedera really set themselves up well for this use case. So big shout out to Hedera, and we will get to our last item. And last but not least, Coinbase has added Hedera to its list of Coinbase derivatives products. Now, to be clear, it's not out yet. We double checked. There was some stuff going around saying it's actually out now. That is not true, but it will be out very soon, within probably about a week. So why don't we dive into this news? Coinbase derivatives to expand 24/7 futures trading for bevy of altcoins, including ADA, AVAX, Doge, and SHIB. Coinbase is now, you might think, what about Hedera? Just hold on a second. Coinbase's CFTC regulated derivatives arm plans to launch 24/7 trading and perp-style futures for Avalanche, Bitcoin Cash, Cardano, Chainlink, Dogecoin, Hedera, Litecoin, Polkadot, Shiba Inu, Stellar, and Sui in early December. So it's actually December 5th that they will go live. They will be added to Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and XRP, which are already out there. I did confirm it. I went to Coinbase's site. They have a view-only page for a number of different assets. Even like Dogwif Hat is on there. Doesn't look like they're planning to necessarily add that soon. I think they just basically created it so it's ready to go when they do want to add some of these other ones. But Hedera definitely in the plans for a being live on December 5th. It's about a week from now, so keep an eye on it. Additionally, Coinbase is looking to add U.S. perpetual style futures for those altcoins. According to the X post on Friday, those long-dated futures are similar to other crypto-native perps contracts in that they use a funding rate mechanism to keep futures contract prices aligned with spot markets. Now, I want you to take a look at this. Coinbase's CFTC regulated derivatives arm. Now, don't worry about the rest. That was in May that they added Bitcoin and Ethereum, and then and perp style futures in July. But the CFTC thing is the thing I want to get. This Federal Trade Commission is actually regulating this stuff so we can keep this safe. This is why I was so frustrated with the past administration, because their approach was just to send out Wells notices, send out violation notices, but not actually clarify the rules. So no one knew exactly what you were supposed to do to comply with the rules. I think that's a crazy way to govern. I say what you want about the current administration. At least the crypto stuff is being on the up and up. I didn't love the Trump coin. I thought it sucked a lot of liquidity out of the crypto market, the altcoin market. But overall, I'm really bullish on the new regulatory approach, and really hoping to get that Clarity Act signed soon, just like we got the Genius Act signed. So, but this is really good news for Hedera being on this, being one of the kind of in the second tier, behind some of the obvious ones. Of course, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, XRP, they're like top 10 market caps. And now we're going to add Hedera. Very good news. So anyway, that is all I got this week. I hope you guys enjoyed this program. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Otherwise, I'm Frugal BC. Stay safe out there, and I will see you in the future.